welcome back to the channel, and today we are back in War Whales and we are looking at our most recent CWL Elite War against Inquisition. And let me tell you guys, this was a rough war. And not rough because we didn't do well, because we did very well. We were fighting for a playoff spot, and Inquisition is already in the playoffs. So Inquisition is a very tough clan. They're one of the best in the world, and they're not someone you want to see pulling security at the door while you're trying to get in. So we kind of had to buckle up, uh, get our teamwork together, and we ended up pushing through. So this war is where I realized that my internet was messed up, and that's why I didn't have a video come out to you guys. I did my first attack, and well, I disconnected immediately upon dropping my first troop. So it was kind of a hassle. I ended up getting the other attacks out, but they were not in very comfortable positions. I was really stressed about DCing again. So uh, no big deal. Team ended up carrying, and they did a very good job. So by winning this war, it puts us in the wild card round, I believe, for the playoffs, and it'll be very interesting to see how we do there. And I'm looking forward to putting up another great war and then kind of meeting these other guys that we let slip away with wins throughout the season back in the playoffs for round two. But today, we are going to be focused on the different types of Lalo attacks. And then there's one in particular that I'm going to be showing on a different video because it's something we have not seen before. So I'm not going to do base breakdowns and stuff like that. I'm going to just kind of give you a quick recap of the plan and the idea that we had for the base. And then we're going to just kind of roll with the replay. And I think there's like 5 or 6, so we should have a decent amount of content to cover. And they're all kind of different. They're all different styles. So let's go ahead and start with Nick had godly queen charges. He actually cleaned up one of mine on this. I should make a video on that because it was an insane queen charge we came up with, but I time failed and he ended up smashing it. So, all right, I think Bad Boy, let's see. Yep, all right, Bad Boy starts off with the queen charge Lalo, and he actually has a wall break fail here. So he, pretty common, Town Hall 13. You can blimp that single target Inferno, especially if not using the rage. He's going to get his queen down nice and early to avoid time fails because he's expecting a lot out of his Archer Queen here. He's bringing a jump and a wall break, so that tells me he's going for the Town Hall from this angle with his queen. And it's a pretty realistic goal because he's dealing with the multis, right? So he's not dealing with singles. But boom, that Warden. If you're ever charging into a Grand Warden platform, you need to make sure that Warden is tanked because that Warden will smash your super wall breaker. I think the Warden's actually the hardest hitting defense in the game as far as point defenses. That guy hits like a truck. But King is really stupid here. He did a good job. There's nothing you could do to avoid this other than just popping the King ability earlier, I guess. But King's going to end up wrapping in, taking the jump, going after the CC troops, and it's going to kind of cause a hiccup with his healers. They're going to be like, it's almost like when you're playing like mommy and daddy. Like, mom said I can have this, and the dad says no. So, but dad said, the healers are like, we don't know what to do. So here they go to the king, and then they're going back to the queen, and then that one goes over, and then they're going back. So who knows what they would have ended up doing had the king stayed alive, but he's going to get very deep with his AQ, and you can see he made a good enough funnel that the only place for her to go after these sweepers is going to be for the wall in front of the town hall. So that's what she's going to do. He goes ahead and gets his Lalo started. Now, the key thing to remember on Queen Charge Lalo is you don't have a lot of spell support, nor do you need a lot of spell support if you can continuously keep your queen moving forward. So he finds a Tesla farm. Not ideal. Gets his cleanup down early because he's asking a lot out of his queen. Loses a couple healers to the Giga Inferno, and these loons are not, they're dropping pretty quickly. Still has the tome. He's gonna be patient. No spells. Now Queen's gonna pick up the eagle, and he's gonna bring in his backside loons. And you're gonna see that his queen is gonna do enough just to kind of get through the base, taking one defense at a time. And it gets very close. This was a fresh attack, so hats off to him. I know for sure he was not expecting that Tesla farm to be up there. But let's go ahead and times 2 or times 4 because because he brought that cleanup in nice and early, he ends up, this one, I mean, it was a nail biter, don't get me wrong, but he ends up getting it. So nice fresh queen charge Lalo, always nice to see. All right, and apologize guys if I miss anyone. I am going off memory here. I don't want to expose any bases. Darkwing Duck. I want to say that was a Lalo. Yep, here we go. So this is an Electron, and he's also bringing the Skelly spell for the Queen kill. So this is red 5. Gets a ton of loons down here to get this Tesla farm. We talked about this, and we were kind of anticipating the Tesla farm being here, and we were like, hey, if there's Teslas there, you're just gonna 2-finger drop onto all the Teslas, and ends up working out. Doesn't have a super wall breaker, so he's gonna play it like how we always played it. Do the regular wall break, test, and then send. And Queen's gonna pick up a ton of. Now I don't know what this wall breaker was about. Oh, triggering. I'm not sure if this was cleanup or not. I thought this was fresh, but not 100% sure. Queen ends up getting the Giga Inferno. She's gonna die very quickly. Boom. King's doing his thing. Sends in a blimp from up top after the RC. Sorry, I missed that, but he uses the RC and then into the blimp. He's gonna get the Queen. This was cleanup because he did the exact same attack the first time, and then the E-Dragon didn't target the Queen. So we ended up having to run it back on one of his other accounts. But notice how patient he's going to be with these troops. I mean, he's got his Hound just sitting there. No spells yet. There goes the first one. Gets into the scatter shot. Not worried about this single Inferno. Starts his next group of loons coming from the top side. They're going to kind of sweep through. And you can kind of just see here, he has a very straight path to the back side of his base. And he's going to use that one Skelly spell in the wrong place, of course. And it's going to make this a little bit more interesting than it needed to be. But he's got to freeze. Go ahead and freeze everything together. And still got 2 haste. A couple loons coming in from the top just to kind of clean things up. But doesn't even need the haste. Royal Champ's being a pain, but he's got enough cleanup and enough loons that he can get through it. So swag 2 spell. So very nice job there, Rojo. Been loving that Electron Lalo lately, and I can definitely tell. So K-Dub is the one that we're going to be having their own video, because K-Dub did a savage. And he also cleaned up the attack that would have been my triple if I had not disconnected. But good job to K-Dub. He had a savage 6-pack and a nasty, nasty queen charge, or Sui Lalo with bats. So red 6. How about this one? Yep. So this one is just going to be your traditional Sui Lalo. No Skelly spells, no Electron, because all the healers, or all the heroes are over here. So this is one of those like anti-2 weird bases where they overload one side with heroes and then put the CC on the other side. Red's just going to say, you know what, coming straight for you. Use the King and the Ice Golem, Queen and RC with a Rage spell. And they are just going to smash all the way to these scatter shots into this Eagle. It's going to get all of that down. Now that's huge value for a Sui, even with the Rage, right? Now the problem with this base is he thought he lured the entire CC. So he's going to poison. And that was not all the archers in the CC. So it ends up being a lot closer than it should have been. So he's going to clear this mortar, because these mortars, their entire job is to throw off pathing directly here, because they want you to just all your loons. So notice he waits on that to go down, and then he goes a 3-finger drop, and then 2-finger, 2-finger, and then some loons come over here. So clearing those mortars make it so you can directly target defenses on the inside of the walls with your loons, which is what you want. Gets down to Blimp. I think it's a Hound and 5 Super Goblins, or Sneaky Goblins, or whatever. Uses the Tome to get through this multi. Gets into the multi. Gets the next haste spell down over the other haste spell, which was kind of a waste. But he's got a ton of backhand loons. I mean, it looked like it was petering out. It brings like 15 minions, 16 minions or something. So tons of minions on cleanup. Bunch of pups. Looks closer than it was. This was overkill. Let's go ahead and times 4. And yeah, I mean, especially when you're bringing, very few Lava Hounds, it's always a good idea to kind of make sure you're bringing enough enough minions. Really nice job from Rojo again. Let's see. Why always Matt? Finn. which base was this? Here, let me see. I don't want to expose anyone's base, but I know Finn, his second attack was the Lalo. Alright, yep, here we go. So this was really nice electron. We did this Sui, I believe, and we tried to do it into dragons, I think, and it didn't work. Finn's gonna come in here. He's gonna take it from dragons. He's gonna make it. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I'm tired. We were up really late last night with this war going on. I think this war ended up at like 4 o'clock in the morning for us. I ended up going to sleep like 1. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to wake up early for work anyway, but 1 o'clock for me is late. I'm getting old. Queen's gonna step in. She's gonna get this scatter shot. He's gonna get the Inferno down, I believe. Not sure. Oh yeah, he ends up using the second freeze. Okay. Yeah, that's right. We planned for that. We planned for that. Get that second freeze. Boom. Get the Inferno. Ground skellies are ridiculous. Using the third freeze. This is just gonna show you how like important pathing is on Lalo, more than just defenses. Watch this path that he makes with his Electron. He's gonna go in there. He's gonna get the sweeper. He's gonna get the queen. He's gonna get everything, and then it's gonna leave him a path through the base that is legitimately just a straight line. So he's just got to kind of come in this way, right? Couple support loons, couple support loons, and then just destroy the inside of the base. Electron pops over to the queen, boom, gets chain off on the eagle, sneaks into the eagle, but for some reason goes for the builder hut. And here's he's got 10 loons in the bag still, directly targeting to the town hall. E-Dragon's just smoking that eagle. He's going to get the tome out. A little bit late on the tome. There you go. He brought 2 skellies for the Royal Champ. Didn't need them. Probably could have swagged them, but he's going to get that one down. Puts it right on a bomb tower. Nice skellies. And then, yep, that should be all she wrote. Gets the next skelly spell down just for comfort. Finn's also like me where he doesn't leave anything to chance. Definitely want to make sure you're getting all of your value for what you're bringing. So that was crazy. He used 3 free spells on 1 single Inferno just to make that pathing happen. And you see it really, really paid off. So good job to Finn. That was a clutch 3-star right there. Let's see. Who else? I want to say that's a Sui Lalo, or Queen Charge Lalo. Yes, it is. I believe. So, yep. Queen Charge Lalo. So, this is kind of an interesting Queen Charge Lalo because the Lalo just doesn't really do a lot of work. It's more about the queen. So it gets a freeze. Freeze is going to get the queen in. Put that rage down. She's going to bang through the skellies and bang through the Inferno. Kind of get into these double scatter shots. Bring in some more wall breakers just so I, push everything into the base. Finds that Sam. RC is going to clean up one side. And that way the queen stays inside the base. Get that poison down, let that work. And then using the wall break to get the king inside so he can get the scatter shot. Forcing the queen to the other side to get the scatter shot. If that makes sense. Go in here, get the enemy queen, and get the scatter shot with the king ability. Boom. Queen ends up getting the scatter shot anyway, but definitely saving her some trouble dealing with the enemy king. And then here's that wall break. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, this is a Queen Charge Lalo for sure, but this is more just a Queen Charge and then anything else you want to do on the other side. Gets the Lalo down. Again, not a ton of spells here. Not a ton of spell support. He's got 3 freezes, 2 haste spells. I don't think he actually uses... Yeah, I was going to say he uses the rage on the queen. Queen's going to beat through the wall to get to that eagle. Being very, very patient. Boom. Sending in that blimp for the town hall. Everything. Now, he's still got 7 loons and a hound, and he's planning on using those down south as the loons come around this corner. Going to go ahead and get that tome down, and then everything's going to meet up. Hound triggers a tornado, so that's perfect. He's got quite a bit of base left here, but he still hasn't used a single haste. It's just loons. So there's his first haste. Gets into the wizard tower, gets an expos, and this is what I mean. Like, he could have just went with another rage. Queen, go ahead and freeze that. Queen still has her ability. She picked up like 60% of the base. At least defenses. 60, 70% of defenses, which is crazy. Loons didn't do very much anything except get Town Hall. Got a couple expos. But Queen is the moneymaker right here. So very, very, very nice Queen Charge Lalo. Swag Queen ability. Gotta love it. We saw a lot of air attacks this war on our side. I didn't really see a lot of air attacks on their side, which is kind of strange. I was expecting to see a lot. And then this is going to be base 20 is going to be the one that I show you guys the replay and kind of do a base identification because it's the first time I've seen that attack done. So that was all the Queen Charge Lalo, Sui Lalo, Electone Lalo that we did this war. They had some really, really tough bases, and it took us a while to kind of break them down, and it kind of took us out of our comfort zone because most people's comfort zone is going to be Queen Charge, Hybrid, Yetis, stuff like that. We had a fair amount of Yetis, fair amount of Hybrid, but what we really had a lot of was exceptional air attacks. We had like 3 or 4 Dragon triples. As you just saw, I think we had like 5 Lalo triples. So that's like 8. And then when you're talking about 19 triples in total, you're talking about a good portion of it kind of thinking outside the box. So really nice job, War Whales. Really proud of you guys. Really pulled it together. And playoffs, here we come. You know, really, really, really appreciate all the help. Everyone kind of teamed up there at the end of war. Everyone was on voice, you know, doing the whole chit-chatting thing, going over plans. And this war got to the point, I believe, where Inquisition needed to go 4 for 4, and they went 3 for 4. So, I mean, it was that close. But couldn't have been that close if our guys wouldn't have been putting up triples anyway. So, very good war to Inquisition. It was an absolute pleasure, and I'm hoping to see you guys again. And thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you like this. Let me know. I mean, you've kind of seen us progress through the season. We had like a tough loss to Cloud 21, tough loss to Klosh, a couple clans that I feel like we could, if we could beat Inquisition, whether or not they were on their best day or worst day, or they were taking it serious or not, whatever you might say, if we could beat Inquisition, and we lost to Nova by 1 triple, if we can go toe to toe with those clans, there is not a clan in this world that I don't think we can beat. All right, so that's my mindset. I hope you guys are kind of seeing that mindset from us. Stay tuned. We have some 5v5, 10v10 stuff coming up in the future. And I am also going to be doing CWL Elite or esports with some of the guys from WHF because there's not a lot of American time zone players in War Whales. But I'll be covering War Whales 5v5, and then I'll be doing the Elite with some of the guys in WHF. So unfortunately, I can't guarantee that I'm going to be in this time zone for very much longer, and I don't want to sign up under this time zone. I know for a fact that I'll be back in America, and it's just going to suit my time zone a little bit better. So kind of unfortunate, but I'm helping the guys put their team together, and they're going to be a menace in the esport league. So big shout out to my wife. Thank you for everything, baby. Love you very much, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.